All right, here we go. Welcome, everyone, to beautiful South Tahoma, Washington. We're coming to you live from Mount Tahoma Stadium. I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful partner, Mr. Jason Odom. Right, just a couple of teachers in a classroom calling a game. Today we are calling, it's our privilege to bring to you the WIAA 3A state semifinal game between the 12-0 undefeated Mount Tahoma T-Birds, or the Thunderbirds, and your Eastside Catholic Crusaders. Tahoma won the toss and deferred, so they're going to kick it off. A little pooch. Start the game early. That ball will bounce. Looks like it's fielded cleanly by number 28. I got Brendan Keller taking the ball in, securing the ball. And the Crusaders are going to come out on offense to see if they can redeem themselves. It's a year ago today. They took a tough loss to O'Day in the semifinals. They're looking to take one more advanced step forward onto that state championship game. So the Crusaders have been steamrolling their way through the playoffs. 3 running clocks, 40-plus victories. But this will easily be their toughest competition, really, since early September in O'Day. It's going to be a toss, right? That's Nick Jones. Shifty Nick Jones, as always. Just motoring forward for a quick first down.
Nick Jones.
Indeed. 10-yard gain, just like that, running off to the right side, the strength. As always, your Crusaders on offense are going to be led by QB1, the junior, number 16, Luca Villasenor, and their talented offensive weapons. Senior number 10, Asa Thompson. You got Robbie Ingram. You got Nick Jones in the backfield, who just went for the first down. Caden Peely is out there somewhere. They're going to go Nick Jones again. A little shifty cutback forward. We're going to give him 5 on that, maybe 4. We'll see what the scoreboard operator thinks of our eyesight. We'll go 4. Again, positive yards on that first down gain. Rounding out the offense, we would be remiss if we haven't mentioned the sophomore, number 88, Titan McNeil. He has really become quite a weapon here, especially since the playoffs have started. He had 2 beautiful touchdowns last week. A touchdown the previous week as well. We'll play on both sides of the ball. So here we go. Villasenor in the gun. He's going to swing that out to Asa Thompson. He's going to a little shifty move, but ultimately that's going to go for a little bit of a loss. While it is a completion, that'll be a negative offensive play. And that'll bring up what I believe to be 3rd and 8 for the Crusaders. All right, these dignitaries walking through. PJ, the legend, the alum are here. The fans are here. The turkey's been digested. And we've got state playoff football here on a chilly Saturday afternoon here in the South Sound.
Boy, no kidding. It is a crisp day down here. 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. Crusaders. Nick Jones to the right. Villasenor is going to drop back. All right, he's going to roll right, evading pressure. Pressure's going to come. A great pass.
Beautiful catch.
And a completion. It's going to go to Caden Weber, who has started to emerge here as well in playoff season. It's going to move the chains, keep the drive going. A really nice rollout there by Villasenor. And an even better catch, for sure. So that'll reset the chains. 1st and 10. Crusaders going to creep into T-Bird territory here.
You know, Caden Weber might not be able to feel his toes out there today, but he certainly touched him inbounds to get that completion. That was a beautiful catch. Yeah. Nice play. Again, composure by Luca Villasenor.
And that'll be a theme here, right? The Crusaders are talented, no doubt, but can they keep their composure? There we go. Here's a swing out to Peely. Great open field tackle by number 3 of the T-Birds.
That was number 3. That's Felix Diaz.
Felix Diaz, one of their captains. He quick to sniff out that swing pass there. It'll ultimately be a 4-yard loss. So that's 2 completions now early on that have actually gone for negative yards to the Crusaders. But that keeps Villasenor perfect early here in the first quarter. Clock rolling along. Ball will be placed right at midfield. This time we're going to get Caden Peely in the backfield. Going to fake the handoff, right? Oh, nobody falls him out there. There he goes. No, they're going low, right? He's going to get that initial yardage back, and it brings up 3rd and manageable. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Crusaders here. As they shuffle men on and off, making adjustments. Still very early here. Seems like both teams are kind of feeling each other out. We're going to keep Caden Peely in the backfield. This time we're going to be in the I formation. We got trips to our side. Appears Asa Thompson up by himself on the far side of the field. And there it is. There's our first penalty marker of the game. Looks like that's going to be a false start on the Crusaders. There we go. Nice thing about state semifinal football, officials are mic'd up. You can actually hear what's going on down there. So indeed, false start. And this gets us to our narratives and keys to the game. Right, so
yes.
Mount Tahoma comes in undefeated, 12-0. Champions of the Narrows League. Eastside Catholic comes in 11-1. Their lone loss being to the top-ranked O'Day Fighting Irish. And in that game they lost, it wasn't about talent, it was about discipline. The Crusaders are always a very talented team, but can they minimize the penalties? Can they maintain discipline? There's a great toss over the middle, under pressure. Villasenor slings it in to number 12, Nepo Faretti Tuato'o.
Moving the ball well. I mean, that penalty set them back,
yep.
But they've been able to recoup some yardage, and certainly, I would say, a positive start.
Yeah.
A good
they moved the chains a couple times, then kind of became their own worst enemy there with the penalties. All right, into punt here, Cade Bowl, right? He's got a little pooch punt. That's going to kick at the 20, tumble forward. Oh, I think that was touched.
Oh, my goodness.
Maybe not. Either way. Cade Bowl just dribbling the ball down. If it was the closest to the pin competition, we like it.
Well, that's what he does. He dribbles the ball down in the spring, doesn't he? He's a soccer player,
yeah.
Right?
Excellent ball control there. Cade Bowl has really stepped in the last few weeks as the season starting punter, Dale Antune, He's been missing the last couple weeks for a variety of reasons. We'll see if he sees any action out there today. But great punt. And really, another key to the game that we're going to bring up, right? So we talk about the Crusaders and can they be disciplined. And really, I think if we're talking strength v. strength, it's defense against defense. Looking at the Crusaders have only given up 7 points in their playoff run. And the T-Birds have given up, I think it's a little less than 20. Both teams are averaging single digits when it comes to defense or points scored against them. So what I think we're looking at is strength v. strength. And then we'll see if the Crusader offense can get humming along here a little bit. So while I was blathering on there, the T-Birds ran for 4 yards there off the left. Right, they run a spread offense, but the D coordinator said they like to run out of that spread quite a bit. There's a quick slant over the middle. Right, that looks like that is going to be right near the marker. It was good for about 6 yards, and there it is. We're moving the chains forward, so we're going to call it 6.5. And a T-Bird first down, starting to escape the shadow of their goalposts here. T-Birds are big up front. They like to run the ball. Their feature backs are going to be number 20, Nezzy White, number 22, Keyshawn Hines.
Nezzy White.
There's going to be a run for Nezzy White right there. Good for 6 yards. Positive gain right there. That's going to push them out to the 20. As the Crusader D attempts to make some adjustments here, figure out how they want to slow down this early success in the run game for Mount Tahoma. So here we go, 2nd and 4. Single back. Quarterback's going to hand that off. Another run right up the middle, running to their strength. And he's going to plow forward. That's going to be good for another Thunderbird first down. Looks like that run was for about 6 yards. That was number 20, Nezzy White again with a first down carry. So it'll be 1st and 10 Thunderbirds. I want to put them about the 27-yard line. Very patient run game for Mount Tahoma so far, and a very successful run game. Here we go, 1st and 10. It's going to be another hard first down run for the T-Birds there. Looks like he's going to fall forward for the positive gain of about 3 yards. We'll bring up 2nd and 7. Crusaders look to the sideline to get their call, make their adjustments, but the power run up the middle has been there for them early on. So we'll see what kind of adjustments the Crusaders make here.
See if Mount Tahoma decides to put it in the
Here
air.
we go.
Here it appears so.
Quarterback dropping back to pass. It's going to be a swing pass out to number 3, Felix Diaz. It's going to be incomplete.
The quarterback is number 6, Micah Cordero.
Yeah, so Cordero's, what I think is his first pass attempt, falls just off the fingertips there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. We'll see what Tahoma does. They've been succeeding in the run game, but 7's a little longer than you'd like for a run play. Here we go. Cordero is in the gun. He's going to take that snap. They're going to hand it off, and he's going to power forward right into the teeth. Boy, he twisted and turned and fell forward for what appears to be another first down. There we go. They're signal to move the chains. That's another T-Birds first down.
That was Felix Diaz on the carry. Number 3, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like the Crusader had him stopped early. Yeah. And he was able to kind of wriggle through on that left side and fall forward. So the run game very effective early on here for Tahoma. See what D coordinator Wes Warren and the defense, what kind of adjustments they'll make here as the clock winds down under 5 minutes here in the first quarter. They're going to hand it off again right up the middle. Nifty little cutback move. That's going to be good for a 21-yard run on first down. Now they are into Crusader territory, getting that ball down almost to the 40. It looks like the officials are going to place that at the 42.
Felix Diaz on the carry.
Yeah. Quick, shifty, shot right through that line. Looks like the Crusaders maybe over-pursued a tiny bit. Tahoma moving the ball very meticulously, but with purpose down the field here early in the first quarter on their first offensive possession. So here they go. They come out in a spread offense. Cordero in the gun. Eye back behind them. They've run very successfully out of this formation. There it is again, right up the middle. This time the Crusaders D collapses down successfully. Going to stop that for a short but successful 2-yard gain. It's going to bring up second and a long 7 for the T-Birds. As they stay huddled. Let's take the play coming in from the sideline here.
What do you think here? Maybe a little swing pass again?
Yeah, they attempted this last time. See what they can do on the edges. This time, we got the back to the right. Here we go. Once again, he's going to drop back. Here comes Titan McNeil. Big pursuit. Quarterback hangs in there. A tight little spiral right near the down marker. We're looking at the officials where they're going to put this. It looks like they're going to put that at the 31, and that's going to be good for another Thunderbird first down. They're just chugging along. That, I believe, is their 4th first down of this drive. Impressive work by Cordero there. There was pressure, especially from the edge. Titan McNeil came in. He hung in there and took a little shot. Threw a tight spiral out to the left. It's completed. This is bring up 1st and 10 again, 31-yard line. T-Birds in the gun. They like to run out of this set. There it is on the left side, breaking through tackles, pushing forward. Another positive gain. Looks for about 5 yards. From our vantage point, we think that was Keyshawn Hines. Actually, correction, I think that was number 20, Nezzy White.
Nezzy White. 2nd and 5.
So we bring up 2nd and 5. Now, back-to-back series. They have thrown on 2nd and mid. So we'll see what they do. Here comes the play being run onto the field. T-Birds are going to break the huddle. Crusaders are staying in that 4-man front. This time they're going to hand it off. He's going to try the right side, leaning forward again. Another positive run. That's going to be another Thunderbird first down. They are just
moving the ball
like a blunt instrument right down. Just left side, left side, but always between the tackles. Let's see what the Crusaders do here is now. I'm going to go ahead and say the T-Birds are officially in the red zone here. Called 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. T-Birds very methodical on this drive. They're huddling up after every play. They're taking their time. They keep coming out with a 3-receiver set. Single back. Quarterback in the gun. Cordero takes the snap. Gonna hand it off again right up the middle. This time to number 21. It's a new one on our roster for us. We got Kamare Davis. Another 3-yard. And here we are, 2nd and long again. Shuttling on for the Crusaders will be 58, Joseph Buckland. Maybe getting a little more size on the line. Although the 3 times the T-Birds have thrown the ball, they have been successful. Actually, correction. We had that first dropped off the fingertips in the chilly weather, but after that, the quarterback has been good. They're going to hand it off again. This time running to a wall of Crusader defenders there who are going to kind of push him back as he maybe falls forward for a yard. It
was Davis again on the carry.
Yeah, Davis is in there.
Getting a little tougher here for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah. They always say the field, it shortens up out there. But the way the T-Birds have been running the ball, they could be running in a phone booth right now successfully. Tight formation and inside runs left and right.
Indeed.
So here we go, another 3rd down. T-Birds have converted 3 of them already on this drive. So we'll see what they do here. Coming out, break the huddle, 3rd and 6. I believe we have number 3, Felix Diaz in the backfield this time. He's going to look to go to the edge, and there it is, swallowed up by number 42, Hudson Schock.
Shock and Peely.
There we go. Shock and Peely converge to really maybe a yard. The officials look like maybe they gave him the benefit of the doubt as he fell forward. It's going to bring up 4th and 4, and we will see what the T-Birds do. Inside of 5 yards, they've been very successful, but it looks like the offense is walking off the field. And it's actually going to bring us to the end of a very fast-moving first quarter from Mount Tahoma Stadium, where there is no score so far. But the T-Birds knocking on the door, but also with a decision to make. And here at the end of the first quarter, we are going to throw it down to our new addition to our broadcast, our intrepid sideline reporter, your president and ours, Mr. Gil Picciotto.
Here after the first quarter, which went by pretty fast. Looks like two pretty tough teams going right at it. Should be exciting. And if you didn't notice, he's wearing number 14 on all their helmets. That's in honor of a teammate who died of gun violence this past year. So, and kicking it back up to you for a great game.
All right, fantastic. President Picciotto joining us on the sideline, giving us great insight from down there.
Well, that's what he does. That's what he does. He surveys the scene and he gives recommendations and insight. That's who he is, guiding us.
Absolutely, guiding the school, guiding the broadcast. It's great to have him as the third member of our booth down on the field here.
Well, then that was a very quick,
yes,
very quick first quarter.
Extremely fast moving. As I check my phone, I got 1:18 with a 1 o'clock game time, and I don't think it started right at 1:10.
Hey, you check your phone, you're blowing up, T-Mac. That's what's happening.
I got a lot of people here.
You are blowing up. Okay.
All right, so here we go. It was decision time for Mount Tahoma during the end of the quarter, and it looks like they are going to go for this. We got Cordero. We got Diaz in the backfield. Last time they tried the outside.
Oh, we got the flag.
There it is. There's that flag.
4th and 4, number 4, a move.
Yeah, we got a little early movement. So maybe a little bit of a return of the favor, and I think that's going to make the decision really easy for the head coach of Tahoma, Keith Terry. He is sending the field goal unit out onto the team. I believe the kicker.
The kicker.
Number 10.
Is number 10, Junior Contreras Berrigan. I believe he is the kicker and the punter.
Kicker and the punter.
And
he's going to do it all.
He gets a lot of action. Gets a lot of action.
Here we go. I got a 37-yard kick. It is up, and it splits the uprights. And just like that, T-Birds on the board, 3-0. But I got to tell you, the way that drive was looking, I think the Crusaders maybe a little bit of a victory there, stopping just a bulldozer of an offense early on. They seem to just run the ball 5 to 10 yards every time at will. Maybe a little adjustment. We did see Joseph Buckland run on there, maybe a little more size on the D-line.
Indeed. After that punt, that nice punt by Cade Bowl that was spotted on the 3, things looked a little rusty, a little rough for the Thunderbirds, but then they got the machine moving, and that.
Yeah, an impressive.
It was impressive?
Yeah, almost 80 yards of offense, mostly on the ground. They had 3 key third down conversions there to keep that drive moving, and the result was 3 points. So here we go. The man who just kicked the field goal is now in to kick it off, I believe.
Yes.
Junior Contreras in there. Now, last time they pooched it down to about the 30-35. We'll see if they kick it deep. The ever-dangerous Asa Thompson and Caden Peely back, both sitting on about the 15-yard line. Asa Thompson had a punt return for a touchdown in last week's game. So I'm sure that showed up on film and maybe made their decision. This is a booming kick. That's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback, which means it'll be Crusader ball for Act 2 of the offense here. Crusader ball from the 20-yard line. And we'll see if they can get that vaunted passing game going.
Let's go.
Last week,
let's go.
I believe Villasenor threw for 4 touchdowns, lighting it up all over the place. But certainly a different opponent this week. You get to you get to the semifinals, you get to the Final Four of football, and they're all talented teams. with talented players. So we'll see what kind of adjustments head coach Dom Daste makes here as the Crusaders break the huddle. Villasenor in his familiar position in the gun with senior Caden Peely behind him. We got Nepo down near us. All right, they're going to send that kid. They're going to get out the edge. There's that cutback, and there's that speed. Ball is out, though, and it appears that Mount Tahoma, Johnny on the spot. And I believe that was Mr. Do Everything early on. Number 3, junior, Felix Diaz pounced on that ball. So what was a great run, a burst to the right side, ends up with a disappointing ball on the turf, recovered by Tahoma. And here we go, sudden change. We'll see how the Crusader defense responds. Early turnover. Anybody who's ever watched football on television knows that the turnover game is usually the key to everything. So we'll see what the defense can do with that sudden change moment. And there it is. Oh, swallowed up. There he is. We were waiting for him to show up. There's our guy, number 4, the Stanford commit, Wasi Lugalobi.
That's what the Crusaders need. It seems the atmosphere here is, people are a bit stunned, I think, a bit surprised. Momentum shifted very quickly.
Yeah. That's a great, we talk about sudden change. That's a great response to an inadvertent fumble. And now the Crusader D bows its neck there on first down and backs them, the T-Birds, up 3 yards. So we'll be looking at 2nd and 13 as a very deliberate T-Bird offense. Methodically breaks the huddle. That last drive soaked up almost 8 minutes of the first quarter, and it seems like that's also probably part of their strategy. Cordero back, is being run down. Here comes Lugalobi sucking up. That pass is going to be broken up by Caden Peely. And you love to see that. The man who made the fumble flushed it right back on defense, focused. We're going to give him the Ted Lasso goldfish moment right there.
That was a beautiful play.
Beautiful play by
Peely.
Yep.
Extension.
Yep.
Knocks it down. For a moment there, it looked like he might pick that off.
Yeah, great pursuit by the Crusader D-line.
Yeah, Wasi once again, Lugalobi in his face.
Joseph Buckland flushing him out there.
Yeah.
And then Caden Peely to break up that pass. So we're going to go 3rd and 13. We'll call it 3rd and long officially for the T-Birds here. They're at the Crusader 45.
Fans coming alive here. Fans are coming alive. We got a good atmosphere here.
There we go. He's going to drop back in the gun. There's Cordero. He's going to be pursued heavy. Quarterback steps up under the pressure. Is going to throw it across to number 1. A great pattern, great run. Really credit to Cordero there. Finding their All-American, their UW recruit, Elijah Durr, for a T-Bird first down. And that's a tough break for the Crusaders. It looked like maybe they over-pursued, but credit to the quarterback. Stepping up in the pocket, keeping the play alive. Micah Cordero making the play there on a 3rd and 14. They get 15 yards. And once again, another T-Bird first down. Clock runs. And the deliberate T-Bird offense, right? They're back in the gun. They give that right to Diaz. Crusaders are there to swallow them up. Hudson Schock once again right there. Joined by his partner, Aiden Havili. So it looks like the Crusaders have made the adjustments defensively to the run game. Now that's back-to-back runs that have resulted in negative plays. But it is that agile quarterback maybe who has kept this drive alive. So here we go, 2nd and 10 now for the T-Birds.
And you do have Elijah Durr, number 1 for Mount Tahoma, who is a UW commit. So this guy is obviously can play with the likes of our Crusaders.
That's right. There we go. We're going to get that run to the left side.
That's number 3.
It's Felix Diaz there, looking for room, poking around on the left side there, and he's going to find a few yards, then fall forward for a few more. Should bring us to 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, maybe a long 4. And here we are once again.
Yeah. Decisive moment here.
3rd down for the T-Birds. And they have been immensely successful so far in the early parts of this game here. So we'll see what they do. Once again, in no hurry to break the huddle. The quarterback and the offense trot out onto the field. Cordero back in the gun. Here's he's got Diaz flanking behind him left. He's going to drop back to pass. There is the pursuit. There's the pressure. They're going to step up. He snuck away in the backfield. It's going to go to number 7 for the T-Birds there. As we scour our roster looking for a name, we want to give him credit. Quentin Hodge. He's kind of found a soft spot in the zone there, right down to the 2-yard line. And here we go, 1st and goal for the T-Birds. It's really the story of the first drive was their running game. The story of this second drive is their quarterback, who has just been able to evade pressure, step up in the pocket, buy time. Well, that is going to be running away from us. Hard to see. Looks like that's going to be we're going to call it a 1.5-yard gain. 2-yard gain. It's going to take him down to the 1. I was distracted. There was a player running off for the Crusaders. It didn't look like he made it off, but I see no markers down. The officials play on here. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. And you have to imagine we're going to see a lot of running right up the middle, as that's been very successful. And there it is. Number 3, Felix Diaz, powering over the right side and into pay dirt. So once again, tip of the cap to the T-Birds. They pounce on the fumble, opportunistic. They convert on 3rd downs. And I got to tell you, Mr. Odom, early on, 7 minutes to go in the first half, it is very clear the Crusaders have their hands full.
Absolutely.
With the Thunderbirds here today.
Absolutely. I think they had them knocked back in their heels, and this is Junior Contreras Barragan again. With the
Junior Contreras in for the extra point here. Clean snap and hold. Oh, that's going to be blocked. There we go. Looks like Titan McNeil, the 6'6", all-world tight end and basketball player for the Crusaders, shooting through the line, getting his big hands up there.
Brutal. Couple of broken plays where hot pursuit of the quarterback finds that half second to.
Crusaders couldn't get home.
Yes.
And the quarterback kept the play alive, which allowed the receivers time to open up here. And for the first time in a long time, the Crusaders find them looking up at the scoreboard here, down 9-0. So we'll see. Right? Still very early. Their offense has looked promising in moments and maybe a little rusty in others.
Yeah, coming out of the gates, they appeared to be running pretty smoothly, kind of just workmanlike, moving the ball, got it down to the kind of midfield, and then since then we've kind of been stymied.
Yeah. Here we go. Contreras into kick. His last kick was a touchback. Asa Thompson and Caden Peely both back around the 10-15 yard line. There's that pooch again. We got a fair catch signal. I'm going to give that to Brendan Keller over there. Fair caught right about the 35-yard line. And for the Crusaders, Coach Daste, they're hoping 3rd time's the charm here with the offense. There appears to be a penalty marker, maybe. The officials are huddling. It looks like they're going to re-kick this. There we go. We had a false start on the Mount Tahoma offense there. That's going to back them up 5. And I guess it'll be interesting to see what he does. Started the game with a pooch kick. Clearly has the leg to get it into the end zone. Had the touchback on the second kick. And you pooch here, you're going to basically give him the ball at about the 35 or 40. Yeah. But enough speculating. We'll let him just kick. We'll see if he has the leg to get it back there. He did clear the end zone last time. Peely and Thompson still back right about the 10. He's going to pooch it again right to the 40. No fair catch this time. You got the Hudson Shock going to field that. Plow forward for about 3 or 4 yards.
Strange.
So
strange.
Yeah, that's
a surprise there, but we're in good position. Let's go.
Yeah, both Asa Thompson and Caden Peely have returned kicks for touchdowns. So Maybe they're going to rely on the strength of the defense. Tahoma is big. They are big up front. And, maybe they would just, they'd rather send the strength of their team, their defense out there and deal with this Crusader offense than have it break down in a momentum change with some sort of kickoff. So here we go. Drive number 3 for the Crusaders. Villasenor in the gun. Nick Jones going to be in the backfield this time. They're going to hand it right off to him again. He's going to look for room up the middle. Met by a sea of humanity there in the middle. I'm going to give him a yard. Really just no movement either way. Looks like the officials might have given him 2 yards. Scoreboard operator gave him no yards. There we go.
Certainly looking like a 12-0 team.
Yeah.
Tahoma.
Tahoma's the real deal here. So here we go. Villasenor in the gun. He's going to drop back. He's going to fake the swing pass. We're going to go to McNeil on a little screen over the middle. It's bobbled and then drops to the ground there for an incomplete pass. Very crowded in the center of the field there. Tough to execute that play. And very quickly, it is 3rd and 9. As the Crusaders look to the sideline for the play. The crew doesn't really huddle. I was watching football over the weekend, as most of Americans were, and I learned this new phrase. They called it the sugar huddle. Which they get in kind of a group, but they don't really talk to each other. And then I kind of like that phrase. Here we go. First deep attempt down. All-world Asa Thompson. He caught that, but the official very quick to say it was incomplete. And the crowd is not happy, but that really doesn't matter. Because ultimately they're going to claim that that was out of bounds, too far away there. An aggressive third down call there for the Crusaders. And very quickly that's going to bring out the punt team. And there he is. We got the return fresh off the plane for the Dominican Republic. We got Deo Antun into punt. It's going to set up back at the 30. The ball's going to be snapped at the 45. All right. A driving punt of about 25, 26 yards. That takes another, he and Cade Bowler having a little punt off here. Who can get the better roll? Cade Bowler maybe a little close to the goal line, but Deo's punt definitely traveled further there. So we'll call it neutral in our punting competition so far. But Antun, a very nice job punting the ball down inside the 10 with that T-Bird offense after 2 successful drives. We'll start 1st and 10 just inside of their own 10-yard line here. So this may be a better representation here. So last time we had the turnover, change of momentum. Now we get the T-Birds inside the 10. In the first drive, they just ran it down, right down Central Avenue on the Crusaders. Crusaders appeared to have made some adjustments, and we see that on the first down too. I can see big Titan McNeil wrapping him up, but he was joined by others on that D-line. Looked like maybe Wasi was in there as well. And based on where the ball has been spotted, I'm going to say no gain on the play for the T-Birds, which brings up 2nd and 10. Something to watch for here as well. I think we saw them successfully pass the ball, but they were on the Crusader side of the field, whereas here they're in the shadow of their goalposts. Maybe a little bit more conservative. You would hate to throw a pick, especially with this early lead. So we'll see, though. They come out, that spread offense. It appears I'm going to hand that off to number 20. We think that's Nezzy White. Again, poking around on that line, probably fell forward for about a yard. So here we are again. I think the story of the game so far has been third down conversions. T-Birds are looking at 3rd and 8 from the 12 here. Again, very methodical. We're already down to 5.5 to go in the half here. And you're really seeing 2 very different offenses operate here. Yeah. Not that the Crusaders can't run the ball, but they play much more of an up-tempo where the T-Birds are in no hurry. I think part of this is by design to keep that Crusader offense. Cordero's going to drop straight back. He's going to step forward again. There's a penalty flag down. That pass is caught and complete. Good for 1st down yardage. But that flag
Looks like holding.
As they like to say, is in the neighborhood of holding.
Yeah, yes. Have to suspect holding there. It looks as though that's the case.
Now, that is going to be holding on the T-Birds. That should be half the distance to the goal.
Okay.
Which will back them up to about the 6-yard line. But we'll watch the official mark this off here.
This is a
see if we did our math right.
Moment here.
Look at us. A couple of humanities teachers doing math up here on a Saturday afternoon.
Get the protractor out here in a moment.
There were no variables in that equation for us, so that was good. So here we go. 3rd and 14 for the T-Birds, who have been very successful on third down conversions.
Yeah, this is critical. If we stop them here, we, hopefully we can get the ball back and try and make something happen.
Yeah. But, clock ticks. We're going to wind down just under 5 minutes here. Back in the gun. Crusaders showing pressure. They're going to drop. It's going to be a delayed handoff up the middle. Shifty run, breaks through. Really a nifty run.
Nezzy White again.
That is going to be good for about they're going to give him 14 yards. That's a backbreaker right there.
Yeah.
You got to be honest. They had him in the backfield. A couple of hop steps to the right. And he ran for about 14 and a half yards, which was a half yard more than he needed. And the officials are going to give them a first down. And so just like that, the clock rolls, and it's 1st and 10 T-Birds getting themselves out of trouble. Overcame the penalty there. Football can be a game of adjustments. Looks like the Crusaders adjusted to the run. Now they're really having a hard time with kind of their containment now. They seem to be over pursuing every once in a while. So there's another Nezzy White run there on first down. That's going to be good for 5 yards.
The Thunderbirds are moving the ball well and in a variety of ways.
If you stand up here, Mr. Odom, we're pretty high up here from our vantage point. If you squint your eyes, they're in black and gold. They kind of look like O'Day a little bit, the way the offense that they're running. Although they're completing passes, so
yes, that's true.
That would be where we can recognize that they are the T-Birds and not the Irish.
They're taking their time and they're going right up the middle.
That's right.
And once again, there's another.
That's going to be 22. That's going to be Keyshawn Hines. Short gain, but a positive gain, which is going to bring up 3rd and very manageable, 3rd and 3. For the T-Birds. Defenders shuffle on and off for the Crusaders. Joseph Buckland back in the game on that front line there.
So clock says 3rd and 4. Have to be thinking that Mount Tahoma wants to keep it on the ground.
Well, I mean, they ran on 3rd and 14. They ran on 3rd and 7. But their pass game has been working, so we'll see what they do here. Set up the edge. He's going to straight drop back. All sorts of time. Pressure comes. That is going to be picked off. There it is. Hudson Shock, number 42. We like to call that the electrical shock, just like that. We'll see if the Crusaders
bring.
quarterback. He tried to float it over the top of the defender, and Hudson Shaw couldn't have been in better position right there. He played it beautifully.
Exposed him.
Yep.
Exposed him very clearly.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful, beautiful play. Safe interception. You could tell he was
Yep.
locked in, secured it.
So here we go, and I want to note this now. This has been my new favorite offensive set, playoff time. We got number 4, Wasi Lugalobi, back in there. Caden Peely in the Wildcat. Here we go. Wasi's going to block for him. Misses the block. Oh, Peely holds on to the ball. No gain there. They're going to rule him down. Looks like the ball popped out late. Tahoma pounced on it. They seem a little frustrated, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to be a 2-yard loss in the Wildcat formation for the Crusaders. So, got to be honest, I've been watching them all year. Not what I thought they would run out of there. Normally they hand the ball to Wasi, and Wasi just kind of falls forward for 4 or 5 yards every time. But they're coming back out in the Wildcat again. This time he's going to be joined by River Shute in the backfield. Caden Peely. Now this isn't a foreign position. Caden was a quarterback his junior year in high school. Fakes the toss right, looking for running room. Going to plow forward. Nifty little spin there to the inside. He's going to get that yards back that he lost on the first play. Maybe one more.
It gets a few, but looking at that clock, it is ticking, and we are down to 1:40.
Yeah.
1 minute and 49 seconds.
From our vantage point, we're going to call it 3rd and 9. Scoreboard's got 3rd and 10, but right around there. This might be 4-down territory for the Crusaders here, too, looking to spark their offense, get things going a little bit, try to get something positive into this very, very quick-moving half here. Here we go. Villasenor back in there. That ball is tipped up in the air. Fortunately, falls down incomplete. And let's see what is coming out. Looks like a line change in hockey. And there it is. There's Deo out there. The Crusaders are going to punt this away and hope to get to half.
That's tough.
Down 9-0. Yeah, you get a big turnover like that.
Hudson Shock, I mean, seems to find himself in the middle of the action often.
Here comes Antune in.
But
ball will be snapped from the 45-yard line. High snap, fielded cleanly. He's going to shuffle off to the right. Good angle punt. It's going to kick at the 20. Another bounce forward. And it's going to spin a little sideways. Right on about the 13-yard line.
That's a nice punt by Dale.
Yeah, nifty little 35-yard punt. Inside the 20, most importantly. And although Mount Tahoma has been extremely successful on offense, they're not a fast-moving offense. So maybe we'll be looking at something new here. We'll see if they put the ball in the air after last time ball in the air equaled an interception. So 1:06 to go in a very fast-moving half, as we've mentioned.
Fast-moving, and to be honest, a disappointing half for the Crusaders.
Yeah.
And that was
a dominant half for the
a
T-Birds.
strange half.
Yeah.
I think surprising.
Yeah.
I think Crusaders, the atmosphere here is one of, I think the fans are stunned. I look around here now. And
it's going to be a run off to the left side there. Met immediately. Ball came out, but player was down. Met by
number 4.
their all-world linebacker, number 4, Wasi Lugalobi, right there. And I think we got the answer to our question. Mount Tahoma is content to let this clock run. Eastside Catholic's content to let this clock run. And I'm going to guess we're going to see one more conservative run play here. Well, unless there's a timeout.
Yeah, Tyler, you know.
And there is a timeout. Mount Tahoma, that was odd.
This first half, Eastside Catholic, I would say, unable to access and utilize its weapons.
Yep.
And, you know, not to use a military term, but I think those are
their talent.
Some incredible offensive capability.
Yes.
And yet we've just seen
we saw
very little.
A great pass up the sidelines to Asa Thompson, but unfortunately he was ruled out of bounds. So a screen play over the middle to Titan McNeil. In a crowded area, it fell incomplete. Bringing back that last one, that was interesting. The T-Birds ran the ball, let about 15 seconds click off the clock, and then called timeout. Not sure what the strategy to that one is, but either way, the clock was stopped with 36 seconds. The T-Birds are going to break this huddle with a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Thunderbirds ahead and no hurry.
Yeah.
Taking their time.
Been a very methodical first half for the Thunderbirds. So here we go. Quarterback, that's going to be a toss to the right. There's Diaz out in open field. Boy, he is shifty and quick. And that's going to be good for a first down. The clock will stop as the chains move. And with that play, maybe we'll see Tahoma start to speed it up here a little bit. Here we go. Quarterback, he's going to drop. It's going to be flushed out to the right. He's been very good, mobile. That is caught, but he is upended and ruled out of bounds. That was a great toss by Cordero in between two defenders. Equally great catch, but just couldn't get the feet down. And ultimately, that will just go as a long incompletion there. And probably most importantly for the Crusaders, that ran about another 20 seconds off the clock. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. with 16 seconds to go. As the Crusader D shuffles on and off some defenders here. It appears maybe in all of that there was a penalty flag.
On the stop on that last play. I'm sorry, interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I believe that was that River Shoot on the stop?
Yeah, he's back there along with Cade Bowl on that far side of the field. There must have been a flag because they've backed him up now. Now we've got 1st and 20. Have to imagine we're going to see a run play and then off into the locker rooms at halftime here. So here we go. Sure enough, there's the handoff to Diaz. He's going to be hit right at the line, maybe good for a yard. That's a nice tackle by Hudson Schock there. And as the clock winds down, both teams make their way off the field. Mr. Odom, we have found ourselves at halftime. The T-Birds, a very clean first half, a very dominant first half. They are up 9-0. And the Crusaders are going to go into the locker room at halftime and look for some answers on offense. They are an explosive team. And we'll see if they can find some of that explosiveness at halftime. That, fans, we'll go to halftime here, and we'll see you at the start of the third quarter.
Win round 2 of the playoffs, knocking them down. Southridge goes down 42-7. Y'all take care of business. Paint me the picture. What happened in last week's playoff game that you went well for y'all?
I think maybe overall from all 3 phases of the football game, we got off to fast starts, right? From us on defense getting out to a fast start to us on offense, and just it kind of snowballed from there, right? And so in terms of efficiency and execution, our kids played really, really well. And so I think probably that was maybe one of the better halves of football we've played in a long time in terms of a conglomerate as a group, in terms of offense, defense, and kicking. And so I was really pleased. I was pleased with the kids and our week of preparation in terms of how we approached the game and all those kinds of things. It was a little bit of a quirky week for us for school last week. So to have some distractions and still prepare and play well was something I was really excited about.
Every day is a distraction.
No doubt.
That is nationwide. High schools. Who knows what's happening? You know, what's cool is every coach around the country wants to play and be preparing during the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah. You're a week away. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves because we got a big one this week. But, you know, it's a marathon. The season is a marathon. How do you keep the kids just engaged, healthy, all kind of, moving in the right direction?
Healthy is an issue, right? You get into this part of the season, there's some things you got to work through, and some kids who have to fight through injury or being banged up, and so we're experiencing that a little bit right now, and kind of managing some kids through the week of practice, and trying to get them prepared mentally. You think by week 12, the physical aspect of getting a kid practice every day is probably not as important based on how old they are, but I will say I appreciate the fact that our kids come in ready to work each day. And our goal is a state championship, right? And so they never lose sight of that, and they understand that preparation Monday through Friday is what win games, and how we prepare and get ready for our next opponent is really the best way to stay focused and get ourselves ready to go for Saturday.
Up this week, the Lions of Kennewick. Talk about what they do well.
They do a lot well. We have a little bit of history with them. We've played them, I think, 2 or 3 times in the last few years. And so they eliminated us from the playoffs a few years ago. And so they're a really well-coached team. Rob has them playing well, and they're a big physical group. I mean, they've always had great size up front, and they like to play kind of the same brand as we do in terms of being physical, attacking the line of scrimmage and playing downhill at people. And so we'll have our hands full, and so they're balanced. They're not as much run heavy as the team we just saw. And so we'll have to kind of be creative in how we attack them and all those kinds of things, because they're a really good team. They're well coached. They're tough, and so from that aspect, we really respect them and know what's coming to town.
Last week, just if you had to throw out an offensive MVP, who would it have been?
Titan McNeil, probably from the beginning. I mean, he had, I think, 2 touchdowns and started the game with a big catch, and then had a fade ball later that quarter. And so he came out playing really, really well. I think some of the unsung heroes that you don't hear about, Jed Matatia, who's our right tackle, is playing really good football. You don't mention his name a lot because he's doing things right. Usually fat people are only called if they do something wrong. And so it's a little bit of a different deal for those guys up front, and Mark Zappuella, who's playing center and fighting through his body. And so they're those guys up front really, don't get a whole bunch of accolades, but Luca wasn't very touched. Our quarterback wasn't touched very much in terms of efficiency running the ball. For average run per play, we were doing pretty well. And so those guys up front deserve some credit.
Totally agree. I mean, especially at this time of the year where you're just kind of leaning on people, and it is tough, man. It is tough in the trenches for sure. Defensively, who really stood out?
Oh, there's kind of a long line there. And so one of the guys that stood out, and it's usually the other one, but Kataluga who had a couple big plays for us. Usually his brother, who's our team captain and obviously a good player as well. But I think he had just as many tackles at the corner position because of kind of the virtue of how Southridge played. He was put into a place to make a bunch of tackles on the perimeter. And so he did a really good job showing up in the run game. Santana Sahagan is playing really well at linebacker. And so we have a couple guys who have just kind of stepped up and played, and, who are really kind of finding their stride at the right time at this point in the season. I always, I don't want people to forget you coached a lot in college football. Whose style do you like in college football as it relates to a team? And I've not seen y'all play, but I'm going to give you a team I think y'all might be a lot like. And that team is BYU. Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Satake is somebody who I've known a little bit and followed. And, I mean, their brand of football is about as tough and strong as you want to be in life. And so I have a lot of respect for them. And even when Coach Mendenhall was there and guys previous, they've always been tough. I mean, I was fortunate to play them when I played in college a million years ago. But, I think from a style, and it probably may relate a little bit more to their scheme at Georgia Tech right now on offense, somebody that I enjoy watching and how they play it. And also what they're doing specifically. But Georgia Tech is a group that is a physical bunch, a little bit similar to what we do on offense. And so, but BYU, I'll take that comp all day.
Finally, on the way out, just talk about keys to this game. You're going to have to do what? I know you're going to say protect the ball, but what? Not shoot yourself in the foot. But what are some keys that you really feel like are important to this game?
I think we have to. I think we have to make sure on offense that we are getting the ball in the right places. What I mean by that is that Kennewick's a little bit of a layered defense in how they play. And so they can give you different looks with RPOs and that kind of stuff. So the quarterback has to be smart about what he's seeing, what he's reading, and distributing the ball when they're giving us a 6-man box or 5-man box, or somebody who's trying what we call dirty the box. So to change our numbers as to where we're putting the ball. And so, stuff like that, I think, as always on defense, we can make them one-dimensional, make them turn away from the run, because that's kind of what they want to do, even though they will RPO and do some things. And so if we can make them one-dimensional and to make them get away from what they are trying to impose their will on people, we'll do pretty good.
All right. It's another week, another playoff game, winner go home. Huge week for Eastside Catholic. Coach Dom Dasty, thanks again for joining us.
Yeah.
All right. This is Matt with Vite. We'll see you all at the games.
Appreciate you, Matt.
What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta here. We're talking Eastside Catholic football with none other than
Alrighty, fans, welcome back from halftime here. As to start the second half, we're going to go ahead and throw it down to our intrepid sideline reporter, President Picciotto.
We're back here for the second half. The energy was definitely different coming out of the tunnel. I expect to see a very different Eastside Catholic offense and defense here for the second half in beautiful Tahoma, where the rails meet the sails, the City of Destiny, and whatever else that Chamber of Commerce has come up to get people here. Anyhow, back to you guys. Very excited about this second half. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Well, I would say that EC is hoping their offense hits the rails here in the second half.
Absolutely.
The defense kind of found their bearings. But again, the story of that first half was just a very methodical, disciplined T-Bird offense, and really an out-of-sync Crusader offense. I'm don't want to sit up here and be overly critical. It's a high school football game after a while, but yeah, I think part of that is for the first time in 5 or 6 weeks, they're playing a really tough defense. Mount Tahoma's strength is their defense, and that showed. And they looked a little confused, a little lost, some untimely turnovers. But the good news here is we have a second half of football, and the Crusaders have a chance to rewrite all of that narrative, change the momentum here. So it's going to start with number 8, Cade Bowl, our defensive and special teams standout, soccer standout, all-around great student, great young man. Cade Bowl, he's going to kick this off to start the second half here at Mount Tahoma Stadium. Here we go. A driving end-over-end kick. That's going to be fielded up around his head there, right around the 2. He's going to work to the left here, looking for a little room, and just swallowed up rather quickly, just past the 15-yard line. So we'll see if President Picciotto is right, that the energy is different, the attitude is different, and that Crusader defense is going to come out. And again, when you get to this level, right, where semifinals, playoff football here, Final Four, all the teams are great, so adjustments matter. We'll see how the defense, they seem to figure out the run, but the quarterback stepping up in the pocket, moving around, creating space, receivers extending their routes, finding open turf. That was the story of that touchdown drive, and that really is the difference in the ball game. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 15. Cordero's going to be in the gun as usual, and they're going to start with a handoff and right up the middle. Here we go. There is that methodical T-Bird offense picking up right where they left off. Tough to say who that was. We think that was Nezzy White there.
I think that was Nezzy White.
With a 5-yard run to start, and quickly makes it 2nd and 5. And the pacing for the T-Birds has not changed here.
Glacial.
Yes,
Glacial.
They are in no hurry.
As we gaze upon Mount Rainier in our backdrop here.
Doing their best Mount Rainier impression there.
They are taking their time.
In no hurry, but why would they be? They're up. They're in control of this ball game right now. And unless something happens here, right? And there we go.
And this is the storyline that we saw in the first half. Yep. We get to one of these crucial third down plays. Micah Cordero, the quarterback, scrambles, makes a connection with an athletic running back, wide receiver.
Yep. They make a play.
Seems to be the way it's been going.
So we'll see. We'll see what sort of halftime adjustments they've made. So here we are, 3rd and 6. Tahoma taking their time. And we'll see. We got they're back in that spread formation. I'm going to guess that is number 3 Diaz out there with them. He's going to drop back to pass, wide open, sitting down in the zone. That is their UW commit. Elijah Durr securing that.
First down.
Shuffling around, and most importantly, first down for those T-Birds again. Right. Picking up right where they left off. 4 or 5 yards at a time, then making those really clutch plays on 3rd down. They're converting on 3rd down. The Crusaders are not. So here we go, 1st and 10 again from the 32-yard line. We've got Diaz in the backfield here. He has been one of the offensive stars, this Felix Diaz.
Goes to Diaz again.
Right, he is like a whirling dervish in there. He reminds me a little bit of what's the Warner Brothers card? The Tasmanian Devil. He gets into that mass of humanity there, and then just starts spinning forward for another 2-3 yards there. It's probably good the camera's pointing on the field and not at me trying to make that motion, figure out who that cartoon character is. save me some embarrassment. So here we go. 5 more yards right there. 2nd and 5. Clock rolling.
A very composed Mount Tahoma team. They do seem to be just punching in. And
they're very confident in what they do. They believe in what they do, and it's fun. Here comes Cade Bull out from the outside. He claps down on blitz. There's, again, spinning and kind of wiggling his way. The line judge stepped back 1 there from our vantage point, so it looks like he's going to be short. I see the line judge marking that right on the 40.
3rd and 2?
3rd and 2. Saw a little corner blitz by Cade Bull there, but it didn't matter because that run was heading up the middle. So here we go again. Coach running the play in from the sideline. The quarterback jogs it in. He's going to set up in that very familiar gun.
See if they
Diaz
go to
in the backfield.
Elijah Durr again.
Elijah Durr down on our near side. They're going to give it. Shifty, leaning. Matt, from our vantage point, that's going to be short. Looks like they're going to give him 1, but he needed 2. And here we go. Here's our first big play opportunity of the second half as the clock continues to roll. I gotta think Mount Tahoma is going to go for this.
Yeah.
Rare has been the moment where they have given them negative plays on the run, but
it's come to a crux right here.
Their quick spinning changeback Diaz trots off the field. Cordero coming back on the field with the play. T-Bird's very old school that way. They call the play, quarterback runs off, gets the play, jogs on, makes it happen. So here we go, 4th and 1. Gotta think we're gonna see a run here. Sure enough, there it is. Oh, they're absolutely met in the backfield, shooting through. There he is, Wasi Alugalobi, joined by his partner in the backfield, Braden Peely. And perhaps this is the momentum change that the Crusaders needed. Maybe a little spark here. We thought we got that with the interception.
See both Lugalobi brothers in there on the play and bringing some real fire here. That's what we need.
Defense, right? President Picciotto told us that the energy had changed. The defense just showed us that. Gutsy call by Mount Tahoma, but you understand why they'd go for it. Their offense has been so efficient and so successful on so many run plays.
BC defense does its job.
Let's see if the offense can join them in doing your job. So here we go. Villasenor in the gun. He's going to take it. They're going to hand it off to Nick Jones. Penalty markers. I have a hunch we have a little movement there by the Crusaders. They're good at a lot of things, including false starts.
Well, you are correct. Unfortunately, that's been a thing that we've seen, a pattern, a trend.
It's been all year.
It's been trending.
Yep,
it's been trending
all year.
It's trending down for a while, and now it rears its ugly head out here. And
this has been the struggle, right? Defense makes a great play.
Yeah.
You think the momentum has changed, and then the offense comes out and. Well, they still have a chance here. 1st and 15, ball's going to be on the 44. They're already in T-Bird territory here. Villasenor in the gun. We got Nick Jones behind him. All right, he's going to roll out, looking for McNeil, and he is just swallowed up by, tough to say, that looks like number 15, number 11. We're going to go with number 11. That looks like number 11 from up here.
Tavon Jones.
Yeah, Tavon Jones with a massive tackle for loss. And the Crusaders are heading in the wrong direction, to say the obvious here. So, boy, they had that sniffed out. You saw him. He rolled out. He wanted Titan McNeil. As the Crusader offense just looks for any way to get the ball into their playmakers' hands, right? They tried Asa Thompson earlier up the sideline. They tried a couple screens to Peely. So here we go. Now we got Peely and Jones in the backfield. Another flag on the play. We're going to go deep drop. There he is, wide open, and Nick Jones cannot pull it in and out of his hands. There is a penalty marker on the field, though, so we'll sort that one out. But again, the offense just really just struggling to get it going here. So
the referee looked to be motioning as though we are going to be walking backward.
If you heard that in the background, that's the classic sounds of the South Sound right there. The muscle cars revving off of 74th Street here.
We ain't in the plateau, I'll tell you that much, Tyler. We're in the plateau.
That's for sure. So
I hear the sounds of a McLaren. No, then you know you're on the plateau, right? That is a
drowned out. The unmuffled automobile drowned out the call by the official there. I'm not sure what happened. I can just tell you that the scoreboard says 3rd and 26.
Boy.
And I know that the Crusaders now have the ball on their own 45, so they have been moving backwards here against a very stout, very disciplined Mount Tahoma defense. So Villasenor in the gun. He's going to drop. They're going to send the edge rushers. And that is he's just sitting on that. That is an easy pick. He is running down the sideline. Finally dragged down right about the 6-yard line. Right, they dropped what appeared to be 8 defenders, and we're just waiting for that throw across the hashes there. So one change back to the other change. That Tahoma defense is something fierce right now, as they just sent the Crusader offense backwards and then ultimately picked them off. We're looking to see who made that interception.
I believe it might have been number 9, Kennedy.
Okay, and then Kennedy with a nifty little return just rolled down the sideline, good for about 30, 35 yards. So this defense is going to be put to the test immediately as the T-Birds get the ball 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Cordero, he's going to hand off right there. It appears to be Diaz, who's going to plow forward for 4 yards right there. Maybe we'll give him 5. Correction, we'll go back to 4 as the officials sort this out. I've noticed this pattern in high school football. You get these 2 line judges, and one comes in from a completely different area than the other one. And they sort of sort it out when they get to the middle. So ultimately, the officials are going to put that ball on the 2-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and goal. Again, the T-Birds in no hurry here. The clock winds down under 6 minutes already. They're going to hand it off. Oh, he's going to keep. All right, he's going to squirm left. Met at the 1.
Met at the 1 and
leverage battle. The Crusaders going to win that leverage battle. They push him back, but they're going to say his forward progress took him right back to the 1. So here we go, 3rd and goal. Quarterback's going to get up after the run, jog over the sideline, get the play, jog back. Again, no hurry.
And this is a Mount Tahoma team that the lowest they scored this season was 21 points, and that was in their closest game against Mount Si. So this is a battle. And, we need to step up here. We need a big stop. There's no way around it.
Here we go. We'll see what the Crusaders are going to do. They're going to drop the gun. They're going to look for the throw. Tight McNeil with huge pressure. I think that pressure rushed that pass. A little bit of contact over there between the receiver and Cotto on the defense, but no flags on the play. A great defensive stand right there on 3rd down. And you got to think here, Mr. Roden, they went for it on 4th and 1 on their own 40. You got to think they're going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Of course.
At their goal line.
Of course.
Right. There we go. Quarterback's jogging back on, and then they're do everything back. Diaz trotting back over as well. Appears we've got a timeout on the field. Not really sure they're huddling. Let's see Wassey jogging off the field too. Officials are gesturing, chatting, moving towards Dom here. Coach Dasty. And then, it looks like they're going to take the points. Which, again, just a couple of humanities teachers, but if I'm doing the math, a field goal would make it a 2-touchdown game versus a touchdown and a field goal. So
you are correct.
I think this tracks to me. So their do-everything kicker, punter, Junior Contreras Barragan is going to be in there for what it really amounts to an extra point here. A little 19-yard kick. The snap and hold is clean, and the kick is perfect. Right through the uprights. Put that down into lane 3 on the turn there. And like that, the T-Birds put 3 more on the board. They're now up 12-0 with 5:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. And it's tough to say. A little bit of a victory there for the Crusaders. I mean, certainly First and goal from the 2, and you only give up 3 points. As you said earlier, Mr. Odom,
Yes.
defense doing their job.
They are.
There's
They are doing their job, and then some. They're battling for every inch.
Yes.
As Al Pacino would say, they're living inch by inch.
That's right. Defending every blade of grass. Pete Carroll used to like to say as well. So
they are, and it's tough because I think you look around at the stands here. I see these fans, and everyone a bit stunned because this does not happen very often to Eastside Catholic.
Yeah.
And I think one part that is troubling is that we do have some incredible offensive tools out there. Some young men who are full of heart and full of talent, and some great human beings that we really would love to see run amok a little bit down here in Tahoma.
Yeah. Let's see if they can get it going here. Again, looking to find the rails here, as President Picciotto put it. Even in their lone loss this year against O'Day, their offense moved the ball. They looked good. And today they just, outside of that first drive, have struggled to move the chains even once here. So here we go. You never know what their kicker's going to do. He can kick it deep. He can kick it short. He's going to kick this high end over end. Caden Peely's going to take that ball, but his momentum's going to carry him into the end zone. In high school football, that equals a touchback. No opportunity to return. So here we go. That Crusader offense going to get another shot to see if they can get momentum on their side. So break the huddle from the sideline. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Oh, as we wait for him to come off the field, we're going to send it back down to our sideline reporter, Gil Picciotto.
Sidelines, I think BC was happy that they decided not to go for it. 2 possessions, keeps you straight in this game. Back to you guys.
Fantastic. So that's good to know. We said we wondered how they were feeling. So it seems like the defense is feeling good, feeling like they're doing their job.
Appreciate that presidential briefing there from the sideline.
That's right. Send you down to the Oval Office, better known as the sideline here. The east, is he on the east wing, the west wing? I don't know. There isn't even an east wing anymore, but I digress. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 20. Villasenor in the gun. There's Luca Lobi in the backfield. They're going to let it fly deep down to Nepo. There it is. They're going to give, there it is. The official gave the official. That's a great catch.
Great
a little scuffling at the end there. And maybe that's the spark they need.
You know, Nepo is a lovely guy, lovely human being, but also he's got a little edge to him. He's feisty. He's fierce.
Maybe that's what they need.
I'd like to see that spark.
Get him going a little bit, a little up-tempo, move it along.
And that's the first real action we've seen for Nepo today, and that's a beautiful play.
That previous pass that was intercepted was intended for Nepo, but it was nowhere near him.
Yes.
Or is that when you see him, you fight for the ball, you bring it down. Let's see if that gets everybody going. Here we go to Wasi. This is the play I love. I was referencing earlier. He's like a cheat code. He's an auto 5 yards. For our older audience out there used to be this game Tecmo Bowl, and you could always throw this angle pass. If you're the 49ers, there were three passing plays instead of 2. And you could throw this slant to Roger Craig, and it would work every time. And that reminds me of what they do right there. Every time I have seen Wasi run the ball in the playoffs in this little run here.
Wasi's 10 times
it's positive every time. He is the Tecmo Bowl of Eastside Catholic football. And all right, I'll bring us back into the 21st century now. Here we go. While I was rattling on about my childhood memories there, a nifty little run to the right there. Nick Jones falling forward for a couple yards to bring up a crucial 3rd and 3. Although at this point, 3:45 to go in the third quarter. This has got to be 4-down territory for the Crusaders. I don't think a field goal would help them in any way, shape, or form.
We've got Caden Weber.
Okay. Here we go.
Close to us here.
Trips on the near side.
Yes. Yes.
Villasenor in the gun.
Is out there as
going to hand it to Caden Peely, who is just wrapped up, but then he's going to, wow, what an effort. He's going to fight and struggle.
Up the back of a lineman.
Twist and turn.
Looked like a RC truck or something. He's trying to climb over players. He's doing anything he can to get over.
Kept the wheels turning. This is where, I don't know, again, I'm not a coach. I like Wasi right here, right? It's 4th and 2. Let's see what they do here.
When you do wonder, fight fire with fire. They've been hitting us hard on the line, on both lines, offense and defense. I'm
going to run Peely on Thompson is running off. There seems to be a little confusion. And we got Dash, Lamble Ingram out there. The officials have stepped in. Maybe some sort of uniform violation. But we're running full house Wildcat backfield here. We got all 3 Crusader running backs. We got Nick Jones, Caden Peely, Wassie's back there. There's no play clock, but my gosh, it seemed to be winding down. And sure enough, there is Coach Dasty calling a timeout. And you got to wonder, did the Crusaders maybe just overthink all of that, overcomplicate all of that? So here we go. That brings us to a timeout down on the field. It's their first of the second half.
Well, if it's any comfort, any solace, I think the fact that they do have some time to calm themselves down, to take a moment,
Yep.
to take a deep breath, slow down, look at the clock, and get their bearings, figure out what are we doing here, keep it simple. I mean, let's look at this like engineers. Let's try to solve this problem.
Right.
And I think that's been the frustration with this game. It's just been things that I dare not say right now.
Yeah. So let's hope they reset, have a plan, and look to execute that plan as they break the huddle here. So here we go. Right. I can tell you, coming out of the huddle, there's still Luka is not out there, so it appears they're going to go into this Wildcat formation, which hasn't been very successful today. But this appears to be a new wrinkle because you're going to have Nick Jones to the left of Caden Peely. Wassie's going to be to the right, and this is really our first big play of the half. That 3rd and 1 stop down there, but here we go. Oh, they're going to give it to the speedster Dash on the edge. He's going to get to the corner. Make the turn. There he goes.
Dash.
Absolutely living up to his namesake.
Brilliant play.
There we go.
Give credit.
Credit where credit is due. They engineered a beauty right there. Although there is a penalty marker on the field after all that. So, unfortunately, based on the body language of everybody, I think that's coming back. Let's see if we can hear what the infraction was. Didn't look like a hold, but nope. The EC crowd is understandably unhappy about that.
Disappointing and
it's
certainly
tough,
frustrating.
Tough to say where that hold occurred. It appeared to be on the edge. But with that, right, you gotta bow your neck here. you gotta decide to figure this out somehow. I still don't think putting is an option here.
No.
As they're gonna back them up 10 yards. That's gonna make it, well. Now there's cheering.
Lots of confusion out here in the field.
I'm not sure what's happening. So if we sound lost, it's because we are.
Well, yeah, and that was a thing of beauty. That was a very nice play.
There was a cheer.
Tyler, I think that one may have gotten one of your colleagues up off the couch, right?
Maybe.
That was.
I'm trying to hear the PA guy. But like we said, the officials were mic'd, but there was really no comment. So they've wind the clock. I got 4th and 10. So it must have been at the point of the hold here. So Luka's back in the game. Critical 4th down. He's going to drop, step up in the pocket. He's going to let it fly over the middle. And that's just into double coverage. That play is going to be broken up by number 7 of the defense. I believe we called his name earlier.
Yeah, that was number 7 is Quentin Hodge.
There we go. Tough one for the Crusaders there. They were so fired up. Like we almost had a game, and then an aggressive 4th down pass over the middle into double coverage by Villasenor that ultimately was covered really well. Nepo went up, tried to make a fight for the ball, and you just got to tip your cap to the Tahoma defender. They broke up that pass play. So here comes that Crusader defense back out on the field. They're going to try and keep this game right at 12-0 if they can. And I have a hunch the T-Birds are going to start running the ball. And sure enough, that'll be number 20.
Nezzy White.
Nezzy White there, for virtually no gain. Met right at the line of scrimmage by that Crusader D line. So Here we go, the quarterback jogging on and off for the play call. Very content to let that clock run down. And as we are already at the 1 minute and 40-second mark here in the third quarter. Another quick moving quarter here.
And in all fairness, the energy of the Crusaders defense. Oh boy, Wassey came in.
Deep. Cade Bowl right there, right? Wassey with the pressure. Right, deep shot down there to their UW commit, number 1, Durr.
Elijah
really,
Durr.
Really played quite well by Cade Bowl there, breaking that play up.
Like a glove.
Right, and I think the clock also stops, which,
yes,
we're not quite to that point yet, but the way the T-Bird offense operates, I think anytime you can slow that clock down and extend this game, being down 12, you're going to want to do that. So here we go, another critical third down. T-Birds have been very successful, certainly in the first half. Let's see what they want to do here. A little bit surprised to see him take a shot deep on 2nd and 10, but maybe they saw something they like. Cade Bowl made a great play there. So here we go. We got Cordero in the backfield. He's going to be flanked by his do-everything-back Felix Diaz. Here comes the pressure again. Huge jump in the air by Peely. Misdirect. They're closing in. Right, that pass is going to be sidearmed and complete. Kato Lugalobi looks very upset about something. I'm not really sure. That completion's going to be short. Just shy of midfield. Officials are going to spot that ball on the 49, which will bring up 4th and 1 again as the clock continues to roll. No telling what Tahoma. Well, I mean, they went for it last time, 4th and 1, so I got to imagine they're going to go for this again. We'll see if this Crusader defense can try to breathe life into Eastside Catholic here as they find themselves down 12-0 as the clock continues to roll.
Well, there's certainly the only thing that's keeping Eastside Catholic alive right now is the grit of the defense and the heart that these guys are showing. Big play by Cade Bowl. You've got the Lugalobi brothers out there. You've got the guys in the line grinding. I mean, this is a and they are
excellent effort for sure.
Standing there fighting.
Standout effort. So Mount Tahoma has called a timeout here. I imagine to discuss this play here, and I mean, we unfortunately don't have analytics, but I can't imagine going for it. Like, either way, it would seem like it would be a smart play. Like, you got to think you're good enough to run the ball for a couple yards here. You've been doing it all game.
Yes.
At the same time, your defense has played excellent. They have kept the Eastside Catholic offense confused. They've forced them into mistakes. So, punt, run. I'm not sure what they're going to do here, but I don't think there's a bad choice by the T-Birds. But as they break the huddle, I think I see the quarterback sauntering onto the field here. So I got to think they're going for it here. Crusaders have countered. They brought out some big linemen there. They're going to stack the box. I would be absolutely stunned if the T-Birds threw this ball. Right? He's signaling. Maybe there's some sort of... Defenders are about 5 yards off. He's going to pull it down. There's the slant. Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful play.
Bowl, Johnny on the spot, stuck his hand in there. You saw the quarterback turned our direction, signaled clearly inaudible.
The length and the extension of Cade Bowl has proven to be very valuable for the Crusaders this season.
Great closing speed, and just like that, once again, the Crusaders are going to have the ball in T-Bird territory. We've said this before.
And Mr. McLaughlin, that play that was called back, dash Lamble Ingram, we have the firepower to do some things here.
Yep. You've been talking about it all game. They have the athletes.
We have the firepower.
They have the talent.
Yes.
Just got to get them in the right positions here. So here we go. Nick Jones coming off the field. Wassey coming on the field. It appears to be some sort of equipment issue, maybe. The official stepped in there. Maybe tying a shoe, taping an ankle, something like that. But Luca's going to be in the gun here. He's got Wassey to his left, Caden Peely to his right. He's going to send it in motion. He's going to hold the ball. He's looking to throw it deep. They're going to swing it out. They've been working really hard to get the ball into the hands of Caden Peely. But right now, number 3, Felix Diaz. He's having the game. He's been successful on offense. He has closed out those screen plays, those swing passes. As you've talked about, they're trying to get the ball in their offense, but he's just been Johnny on the spot every time, and Caden Peely can't break away from those tackles. And so here we go. That play marked the end of the third quarter, which is going to send us into the fourth quarter. And we've got 12-0 on the scoreboard, and the Crusaders are still searching for offense 3 quarters into this game. With that, before the start of the fourth quarter, we're going to send it down to President Picciotto.
All right, well, here we are, start of the fourth quarter. A lot of tension, as you might imagine, down here. We'll see what we got. I expect all the effort. They definitely haven't given up tons of energy here, so we'll see what we can do. Back to you guys.
All right, fantastic. Love to hear that the energy is still high. The belief's got to be there, right?
You know what? Yes, the belief has to be there, and I think that. Speaking of belief, I think it's appropriate. It's only appropriate at this moment. We pause and for a word of prayer for Eastside Catholic. I'm dead serious. I think let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God as we gaze at Mount Rainier, and we also look upon the field where we see these fine young men and women. The cheer squad has been determined and ever present as always.
Top shelf.
Let's ask that God would give us an opportunity here to showcase these fine young men on the field.
All right, here we go. Seeking Our Lady of Victory. Villasenor, another deep pass. Got a little handsy there as they throw it to the middle. That ball ultimately comes up a little short. Throwing into almost triple coverage there as they just look for anything on offense here. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 14 now for the Crusaders.
I mean, St. Francis would like the humility that we're showing here by spotting them this lead, but it's one would hope that we will break through here. This is
so here we go.
Just under 12 minutes.
We're going to go 2 wide receivers to either side. Peely in the backfield. He's going to flank Villasenor to the left, probably serve as some sort of outlet. There he is. I got to think we're in 4-down territory. Right, stutter step, shuffling, right, ball's down, ball comes out, but he was clearly down. It's been a frustrating offensive day for Peely, right? Normally that shiftiness adds 5, sometimes 10 yards, but this T-Bird defense has been swarming. But good check down to Peely there. He's going to pick up about 7 yards. I think this is going to bring up 4th and manageable for the Crusaders here, who at this point in the game are just it's go territory, right? You got to move this along here. They're all looking at the sidelines. There's the sugar huddle that I introduced earlier.
Like that. Like that.
Hustle the line. The crowd is getting a little anxious. I think President Picciotto sometimes a little tense. We are into the fourth quarter here. Nobody wants their season to end. So here we go, 4th down. They're bringing it. Here they come. And that goes right through the arms of the regularly sure-handed Titan McNeil, and that is going to be a turnover on downs for the Crusaders. The T-Birds pass the test once again. Pressed into tough field position the last couple times, whether it's turnover or lack of 4th down conversions, and the Crusader offense really just doesn't do much. A couple penalties.
Yeah, it has certainly been an abysmal day.
Yeah, start and stop offense all day for this offense. So here we go. 10:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. That Crusader defense comes back out once again. They've been pretty stout all day long, and they are stout on this play for sure. There he is.
Once again.
Wassey right there, joined by Cotto, joined by Aiton. River Shoot in there, and that defense going nowhere.
Yeah, and a tremendous game by the EC defense. Just gutsy, and they continue to fight. And in all fairness, I think even with the fans here, the vibe is one that we're still in it. We could still come back. Yeah. That's the sense, the energy here. And I think given the players that we have, Nothing is impossible.
That's right. Still plenty of time.
Yes.
Got about 10 minutes to go. The clock continues to run. Cordero with the play call. He's in the backfield once again. Same formation we have seen all day long. This time he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to put the ball in the air. Thrown high, but brought down nicely by number 4 of the T-Birds. He's going to be pushed out of bounds, but not before his forward progress is stopped. So that clock's going to run. It looked like when he went down a little before. So a little less than we thought. That's over 4 yards. That's a 2-yard gain right there. So another big third down right here. 3rd and 8. T-Birds have been very good on third down today. Still in no hurry. Cordero with the play. They're going to break the huddle. So we got Nezzy White in the backfield with Cordero. He's going to drop back very quickly. He's going to pursue to the right. He's going to throw that just high, just over the hands of number 4, Anthony Quintanilla Jr. there. And once again, the Crusader defense has done its job. And I think most importantly, the clock stops with the incompletion there, which will bring up 4th and 8, and the Tahoma punt team out on the field. I believe this is his first punt of the game here.
I think it is.
Which is remarkable if you think about it. There we go. It's a high end-over-end punt. Fair catch called for and taken right at the 25-yard line by Caden Peely. And starting to sound a little bit like a broken record, but the Crusaders have got to get something going on the offense, right? They've just been sputtering and inconsistent, looking for a rhythm. So maybe this will be it. This is their worst field position of the half, but maybe that'll change things around a little bit. A little more room to operate. Maybe open up the play calling a little bit. But we will see. So here they come, jogging out onto the field with just a shade over 9 minutes to go in this game. T-Birds defense has been dominant up to this point. I don't think there's any other word for it. So here we go. 75 yards away from the end zone. We'll see what this Crusader offense can do. Villaseñor sending shoot into motion. They're going to hand off to Nick Jones. And he is going to really go nowhere there on the left side. T-Birds were right there. Didn't fall for the misdirection. No gain. Here we go, Nick Jones coming off, Caden Peely coming on. We got 2nd and 10, 8.5 to go in the game here. Empty backfield this time. We got trips to our side. 2 receivers. Looks like Peely. Raginger up top. Right. There's that pass. Nearly intercepted. My goodness. They want to go to Titan McNeil, but they're just throwing into triple coverage right there. It's number 17 for the T-Birds, breaking up that play and nearly picking it off.
Elijah Tintali. He had it in his hands.
Yep, really well defended by Mount Tahoma. So here we go, 3rd and 10. Crusaders still looking for anything on offense at this point. As they shuffle more players
Crusaders
on and off.
Need a little of the Eastside Catholic of old when we had a very prominent passing game.
Trips to the right again. Last time they all ran down. Let's see if they cut this off a little bit. Villaseñor going to scramble out on the move. Right-handed throw, crosses body. Appears to be a completion. Really well done.
Nice play, Luca.
Nice play all around. That's going to go to Asa Thompson, their top receiver.
Funny, they come back to the bread and butter.
It's been a while with Mr. Odom. It's a Crusader first down right there.
Yes, it is.
It's that breaking news.
Breaking news. Clawing their way back.
Not to be too flippant there, but man, it's been a long time since we've seen anything like that. So great play by Villaseñor, running down, throwing across his body. Right. Great catch by Asa Thompson. All right, they're going to hand that off. Nick Jones, hopefully maybe a pass completion, open up the running game a little bit. There's a positive gain. That's going to be good for about 6 yards by Nick Jones there. 5 or 6, we'll see as the officials wander their way in from each sideline. Going to place that at the 41, which makes it 2nd and 5. Crowd getting a little anxious. They want them to move faster. That's Mr. Thompson demanding execution over here.
Well,
so understandably. That's true. If they would just execute.
To execute.
Right. Now we got a whistle blowing something dead. I can't tell if that's an official's timeout.
Hard to say.
We got people coming on and off.
Got Nepo coming back in.
Yeah, Nepo's on. Xavier Traxler coming off. But maybe that was a substitution. I think when one team substitutes, you have to allow the other team to substitute. So here we go. Empty backfield again. Peely in motion coming our way. Luca Senior going to look at him. Check it down to Thompson. He's going to fight. Now he's running backwards. Let's see where they mark his forward progress. That's similar to the first half when they were getting completions for negative yards. I think that's ultimately going to be a loss of 1 yard on that pass completion. Anything over the middle does not seem to be open today. Ultimately, where they spot the ball, we're going to call it 3rd and 7 or 3rd and a very long 6. Peely in the backfield behind Villasenor again. We got Nepo and Titan McNeil near side. Asa Thompson, Robbie Ingram going to be up top. It's going over the middle, sliding catch by Nepo. Faredi Tuato'o.
Once again.
All right, nifty little route, great pass.
Nepo.
Right, Villasenor putting that ball where only Nepo can catch it. And there we go, another Crusader first down. I'm going to have to play with a little more urgency on offense here, get this moving a little bit. We're now officially midway through the 4th quarter.
It is time, and that was another nice play by Nepo, stepping up.
Great route, great execution. Drop, they're going deep again. Nepo's there, overthrown. Nepo was a little bit open, but tough to drop that down. That very good secondary of the T-Birds falls incomplete, harmlessly, just over the head of Nepo. That'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Crusaders. As Coach Dasty continues to shuffle players on and off. Looks like we got Caden Weber coming out there now. Robbie Ingram coming off. Now we're going to get Asa Thompson near side. We're going to go trips far side to us here. And I think we got Nick Jones in the backfield. All right, he's going to be the check down back. There he is. Secures it. Fakes cut left and immediately just met and wrapped up. Great tackling by the T-Birds there. That's number 17 again. We saw him earlier with the near interception. That's Elijah Tentali. He's also down on the ground here, a little shaken up. So that's going to stop the clock.
Trainer on the field.
Trainer's on the field. The incomparable Miss Kristen Kroc there. And then here comes the Tahoma trainer out as well, along with the Tahoma coach. So we'll pause here during the injury. Everybody takes a knee. Moving around a little bit down there. You can see he's not on the camera right now. He's just to the left of what you guys can see, right around the 50-yard line. They have him on his back now. He is lifting his head up, so be a lower body injury, and now it looks like they're going to help him up. There we go. And you'll know by the applause here. It looks like it's a right ankle as he is helped off the field. So here we go, as 17 makes his way off the field. He's now putting a little bit of weight on that right ankle as well, so that's a good sign. We'll sort of reset here. We got 6:05 to go in the 4th quarter. Dominant T-Birds defense. Mount Tahoma up 12-0. Crusaders starting to move the ball a little bit here, but big 3rd down and 5 after the Nick Jones swing pass. So here we go. They're bringing it. Villaseñor stands in there all over Asa, and there is the flag. Number 1 was just
Elijah Durr.
Yeah, Elijah Durr just
and
hanging off him like a pair of drapes right there.
Yeah, that's quite a matchup.
That is.
That's quite a matchup.
It's 2 D1 athletes. Both of those guys are going to play college ball.
Durr not happy, but that was clearly.
Yeah, he was clearly there early and impeded. Asa Thompson looks a little shaken up. So there's the official call there. It's pass interference. Now they're calling it. He just said on the offense. That can't possibly be right. There we go. The official kind of smiles and nods and realizes they're not normally mic'd up, so a little new for them, but definitely on the defense. It's going to move the chains and most importantly, reset. 1st down. I think they're going to place the ball on the 31 now. Tahoma 31. And for the first time really all day, the Crusaders have something going here a little bit as they're looking to the more quick pass game. Here's Villaseñor in the gun. They're going to look to Peely. He's going to swing it out to him. This time he's got a blocker out there. There's another flag flies as Peely is wrestled out of bounds for a minimal gain. Let's see what this flag is. Everyone's kind of looking around at each other. Not seeing a lot of reaction from either side. Let's see if we can listen in. Nope, looks like it's going to be on Eastside. I think I heard the official say holding on the offense. Mount Tahoma is obviously going to accept that penalty. It'll be a 10-yard penalty, and maybe we spoke too soon. Just when I said they had something going, just like that, they're going to be backed up 10 yards. And that'll make it 1st and 20 from the 41-yard line. As the clock just ticks under 6 minutes here. So now we go empty backfield again. 4 wide receivers to our side. Asa Thompson back in the game up top. Villaseñor is going to step up. He's got room to run if he wants to. Pulls it back down. And an absolute backbreaker as he tried to float it into Nepo and just short-armed it a little bit. And the T-Birds celebrate understandably as they pick that ball off. An unfortunate attempt there by Villaseñor as he did a great job of stepping up into the pocket, rolling to the right. As Rodham said, a heartbreaker. He had Nepo, tried to lob it over the top of the defender and just didn't put enough air under it. And it was very quickly picked off. So the task becomes pretty difficult at this point. Crusaders got 2 timeouts. They're down 2 touchdowns, essentially. We've got 5:40 left in this game here. So here we go. T-Birds are going to break that huddle. I have a hunch we're going to see a lot of number 3 here. Diaz, or a lot of number 20, a lot of number 22, and there it is. Right, and this run game starting to wear. And this Crusader defense has to be a little bit tired at this point. It's a great run by number 20 there.
That's Nezzy White.
Nezzy White there.
Yeah, he kind of kicks things off in the first quarter. Some nice runs, and he's appears to be bringing it home here.
They're going to go back to him again.
Boy, yeah, a real heartbreaker, and we all saw that nice scramble showing great composure and under pressure.
It was tough for those of you watching at home or online or from your phone, wherever you are. And Nepo was there. He just couldn't quite get air under it, right? Oh, my goodness.
Almost
gracious. That's stunning on many levels there. Kate Bold
almost had a pick six.
In and out, almost had a pick 6. Immediately drops it. And what's equally stunning is that the T-Birds threw the ball right there. Up 12 with a dominant defense performance. And they decide, I wonder if the quarterback checked out of that again. I'm not really sure, but wow. Surprise on many levels. We're surprised. The crowd is surprised. I think Cade Bowl was surprised. He's like, wait, the ball's hit me in the chest?
I'm sure he's wishing he could have that one back.
Yeah, there's probably many plays all these guys wish they got it back. But we still got time. 4:55. The clock is stopped. 3rd and 5. This is work really hard to get off the field. There's a strong rush by Titan McNeil. They're going to let that fly. Defender snuck behind the D-back there, and he is swinging around, breaks free from Rivers' shoot, puts the ball out, extends it, and they are going to mark him down at the 1.
1 yard
It looked like our near side official wanted to put his arms up, but the other official was right on it. And that is a back-breaking play right there.
Yes, sir.
I think that was number 4 for Mount Tahoma. I'm not positive. It's tough to say. We are so far away from up here. But we're going to give that to Anthony Quintanilla Jr. And just with some impressive moves back and forth, running around there. We've got a Tahoma player hobbling off the field. Now the task becomes pretty immense for the Crusaders and their defense. We have a clock is rolling inside of 4:30. Now a penalty marker has been thrown. That'll stop the clock. Might be a delay of game.
Looks like there's a flag on the play.
Officials have huddled up there. Seem to be discussing. I'm not sure, right? Looks like they reset the play clock and
announced that there's a flag on the play.
Yeah.
But there we go.
It looks like it's going to be on Eastside. Coach Dasty is out at almost the 10-yard line. Not happy about any of this. So it's going to be on the Crusaders. I guess the good news for the Crusaders, it's half the distance is the goal, and they're on the 2. So ultimately just a 1-yard penalty. It's going to hand off. He's going to lean forward. And there he is, Nezzy White. He started the opening drive. He finishes this drive, and this may finish off the Crusaders. We're not going to give up hope yet, but with 4:14 to go in the 4th quarter, Mount Tahoma finds themselves up 18-0 with the extra point pending here.
Yeah, tough.
Really just a really tough sequence there.
Sequence, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you
go back to that 3rd down scramble.
Yeah,
throw
you
just
have
a little short.
That near interception by Cade Bowl, just so close.
Yep.
And a wide open path to the end zone. Again, unfortunate, unlucky.
Yeah. So here we go. Here is their do-everything kicker, Junior Contreras Barragon, who splits the uprights. So with 4:14 to go in the game, I'm not going to say it's impossible. I'm just going to say it's difficult. As Mount Tahoma finds himself up 19-0.
Boy, I think we know one thing that's going to happen is the defense is going to continue to step up and battle and do the best they can. I mean,
Defense has been played great. They had that one bad play right there. Yeah. Coverage seemed to break down. Quarterback broke containment. And that receiver, number 4, snuck behind the defense. And then really with some exceptional yards after the catch there. Yak or rack, whatever you want to call it. Run after contact, yards after catch. Choose your acronym. Whatever makes you happy at home. So here we go. Mount Tahoma's going to kick this ball off. We got Caden Peely and Asa Thompson hovering around the 12 or 13-yard line back there, off camera.
4:14 to go.
They're going to need something pretty electric here. But we know there's excellent young men down there, and they are not going to quit. This one looks returnable. Here we go. Caden Peely from the 4. And he's going to cut right back into the middle, right into the teeth of defense, and he's going to be met there by a wall of Tahoma defenders. Going to be knocked down right around the 18-19 line. So here we go, down 19. Villa Senora is going to lead the troops back out onto the field here.
Need some magic here.
See if they can catch a little lightning in the bottle here.
Need some grace here, something to happen.
Oh, there we go. We lost our feed temporarily. Now we're back. So here we go. We're going to go trips down to our side. Asa Thompson's going to be up there by himself. Looks like Mount Tahoma's. Boy, they got some sort of nickel defense. They got maybe a dime. They dropped it. They got a lot of D-backs there. They're going to rush 4. They're going to drop everyone. And Villaseñor is just going to be absolutely met by a swarm of D linemen there. They're going to sling him down to the ground. He got the ball away. It looks like we'll say it was intended for Nepo.
Yeah, look at there.
But it was really nowhere close to Nepo. That's generous.
Nepo with some nice catches tonight, some clutch plays, but it hasn't been enough, obviously.
They knew, everybody knew what was coming there. So, see what they do there.
Intentional grounding on the offense.
Wow, they're going to call intentional grounding.
5-yard penalty.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's going to be loss of down, so it's going to make it 2nd and 15 and back the Crusaders up even more. So a extremely difficult task. It just became more difficult after that call. They're actually going to place the ball inside of the 5 at the 4 here. So this time we're going to keep somebody in the back, and Nick Jones is going to join Villaseñor back there. Now Tahoma's going to rush 4. Trouble, he's going to roll. He's going to sling that over. Pass, we're going to say it was intended for Robbie Ingram. That's going to fall incomplete. And Villaseñor once again scrambling to stay alive back there. And this becomes the true challenge. Everybody in the building, including the defensive coordinator and all of the defense, knows that the Crusaders are attempting to pass here. So they're just going to pin their ears back and come after him.
We need a little bit of that Harley Kirsch energy from back in the 20-teens. For those historians out there. Historians of
Here we go, Villaseñor taking the snap. Holds up a little bit. There's a completion out to Titan McNeil, but we've got another flag. This one is in the end zone. I'm not sure how it works in high school, but I know in college pros, if you hold in the end zone, that's a safety. So we'll see what they're going to do here. Lost in all that was a very nice completion of almost 20 yards to Titan McNeil over the middle.
Safety.
Yeah, they are going to call holding in the end zone.
Results in a safety.
And that results in a safety for the T-Birds. And that might do it, my friends.
And that equals the T-Birds' lowest offensive output of the season. Ties their score against Mount Si, I believe. So, again, they've been held fairly well.
Yeah. But really, the story of this game has been the Mount Tahoma defense. They've had an impressive game plan. They have been disciplined. They have been swarming. And really, I think they have tackled well. So many games I've watched this year with the Crusaders, they're breaking tackles, they're spinning out of tackles, and they have not been spinning out of anything.
Yeah, been real tough for the Caden Peelys, Asa Thompson's to escape.
We just got an update from the PA public address announcer here. We believe we heard O'Dea is up 23-14 on Bellevue right now, just north of us over in Renton Memorial Stadium. So here we go. Cade Bowles going to come out. You have the option. You get a free kick here. It looks like he's going to choose to put the ball on the tee. Or maybe he's actually going to punt it. Nope. He's going to go ahead and tee this thing up. Which is interesting. Tahoma's got one guy back. I wonder if they're going to try an onside kick here. That's actually You can do that on the free kick, which is probably why Tahoma has one guy back right around the 35-yard line. He's counting to make sure everybody's accounted for.
I think you are correct.
I don't know. I'm not an expert on high school football rules, but I'm pretty sure you can onside kick this, but it looks like he's going to take a running start and boom this deep. Indeed he is. Drills it over the head of number 2. It's going to roll. It's going to be scooped up right at the 10-yard line. He's going to make one quick cut right and then be shoved out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Is the Crusader defense going to come out there once again? With 3:41 left to go in this game. So,
And certainly, I think, a poignant moment for the Crusaders, and see as that defensive squad runs out there, some of those guys who this is the end of the line for them in their 4th year at Eastside Catholic, and some fine young men out there. I think we don't want to lose track of that, who've had an outstanding season and
absolutely
still trying to make something happen
still
here.
3:41.
Yeah, but
Nobody's throwing in the towel
they're
yet.
going to keep fighting. They're going to keep fighting. I'm sure that
1 or 2 first downs. The Crusaders do have 2 timeouts. They're going to go ahead and hammer the ball forward there with Nezzy White off the left side. Wassie's
another tackle by Wassie.
Yeah.
Has been a man of action, superhero this afternoon. But
going to give him 3 yards there. The clock is going to run. So it looks like Coach Dasty not going to use his timeouts. Maybe he is going to use his timeouts. Maybe after this one. We'll see.
And Mount Tahoma really shifting into that low gear to take their time. And they just
on offense, they spent most of the day in second gear. They might have just downshifted somehow in the first gear.
They did.
Taking their time.
Just like a muscle car here this afternoon in the South Sound.
There we go. Oh goodness.
Met and
well, we talked about this defense having pride. Maybe the most prideful one out there, Wassie Lugalobi. Well, this might be the last game of his high school career. It will not be the last game of his football career. He'll be moving on to Stanford. The clock is going to continue to run. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11 after the 4-yard tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Wassie staying in the moment.
Yep.
Ever mindful, ever vigilant, holds the line,
right.
Makes the play.
There's no quit in this Crusader defense. So
Wassie
clock winding down.
Takes it one play at a time and is always fully present out there. You never doubt that. He is locked in.
Here we go. Tahoma inexplicably going to pass.
A big stop.
Here comes the big shock. Taking him down is going to drop him back at about the 12, 13-yard line. And with that, Coach Dasty will take a timeout.
With that timeout, Tyler, I'd like to take this chance to shift, as we do talk about shifting gears to something positive. Hudson Schock, I was reminded, is only a sophomore.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that's cool about high school sports, is that you do have kids moving on, and as we see Wassie jog off. But you also have other young players who are coming up in the ranks who have certainly been mentored by them, and I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Absolutely. So here we go. Punt team on for the second time today. We're going to get Asa Thompson and Caden Peely forming up a elongated I formation back there, as I like to call it. They're just off to the left of the screen here. We got Caden Peely at about the 40 and Asa at the EC 47. We're going to get a punt here from the 15-yard line. Crusaders will put a little bit of pressure on it. It's a low wobbly right to Peely at the 45, and he's going to shoot right there, lower his shoulder, blow to the head right there.
Beautiful return.
Yep, and there is a flag thrown late.
Have to think, and he's already indicated that is on Mount Tahoma. Is that correct?
Asa Thompson out there talking to the official. We'll see here.
One official down here gestured, but I don't know.
Well, the flag was thrown away from the play. Yep, it's going to be, it must have been on Asa because he's having a lot of conversation as he walks off. And we're going to back the Crusaders up after that nice little return by Caden Peely. I believe he called holding on Eastside Catholic. And so following the penalty, that's going to take him back to just about where Peely received the punt. call that the 43-yard line. Here we go, 1st and 10. Minute 47. Crusaders looking to do the impossible here. 3 scores in about 107 seconds. Now we're moving the ball again. Now they've moved the ball back to the 43. They marched it off a little bit different. You know, not everybody does his math as well as we do up here, Mr. Odom. But so there we go. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish we had to do a lot more math this afternoon, but unfortunately we didn't have to really test the skills. Didn't have to take out the math skills.
It's been a tough day offensively for these Crusaders. We're going to swing that out to Nick Jones. He's going to pull that down. He's going to lower his shoulder. All right, and there it is. That's just great open field tackling by Mount Tahoma. That's been one of the themes of the day. All that'll be good for about 4 or 5 yards. That clock is going to continue to run. All right, just under 90 seconds to go here.
I mean, not to take away from defensive performance of Mount Tahoma. I mean, they have really, Eastside Catholic offense has struggled here this afternoon, as indicated by the scoreboard. But there's a reason for that.
I think both things can be true.
Yes.
I think that the Crusaders have struggled with execution and turnovers, and Mount Tahoma has forced them into a lot of those struggles, right? As that's thrown behind, we're going to get a flag late there as the pressure sort of flung down via Senior. I think that would be roughing the passer, but you just never know. Let's see what it's going to call. They're going to call personal foul on the T-Birds. That'll tack on 15 yards to the Crusader offensive quest here. And we're just under a minute to go in this game. And with that, as you were reflecting earlier, I think this is, you were talking about the beauty of high school sports and these young kids being mentored. And, but then also I think about the seniors. And you and I have coached. We've been around high school a lot of time. Probably a lot of the people watching the game have coached too. There's the suddenness of high school sports.
Yes.
You do something almost your whole life.
Yes.
And then in one afternoon, it's just done. For many of these people, they'll never play football again. Right? And I find myself thinking about that a lot during these times. But I hope every one of them's proud of themselves down there. They've had a heck of a season. They just ran up against just a really tough opponent today. Here we go. There's a deep pass down to Titan McNeil. That's going to be into the end zone.
Beautiful play.
There we go.
It's getting the board.
Speaking of the youngers, there you go. You got a junior quarterback throwing to a sophomore tight end. That's going to put 6. Tough day. He got slung to the ground there on a penalty. Then he stayed in the pocket. Nice throw down to the corner.
Nothing to hang your head about on that one. That was a well-executed play.
Not at all. So here we go. Number 40, Brady Hewitt, run into the game. We had a nice chat with his older brother, EC grad and alum, current Gonzaga student athlete.
Yes.
Track and cross country star Jack Hewitt, but this is a Brady Hewitt right here, number 40. He's going to down. That kick is blocked. Well, what was already near impossible, it just became even more difficult. 52 seconds to go.
Hats off
Crusaders
to
are down 15. Yeah, tip of the cap to Mount Tahoma. There's no quit in them either. So here we go. This will be fun to watch. If anyone is still out there following us and listening to us, we're going to see an onside kick here.
In fact, if you're out there still listening, come by the DECA store and you'll get a half off.
You'll get a friendly hello.
Used day-old pack of, year-old pack of
come on now, Mr.
Takis, I say that because I know no one's listening. There's very few folks out there, but if you are, you're a true fan.
Yeah.
And if you're a true fan,
come ask for
I
the
wish
Takis.
you could see the EC cheerleaders staying in. Talk about staying in the pocket.
That's true. They're just
firing away.
Yeah, they're just below camera level
you
here.
Can't see them, unfortunately.
They've been on the box, cheering the crowd on, doing everything they can. to support. So here we go. Deo Antune is going to be out there.
Deo probably thought he was done. Deo probably thought he was done.
Maybe. No, he's ready.
He's ready.
I like this. Got one sock up, one sock down. He's got a little creativity.
Well, I think Deo is always ready, though, isn't he?
Although-
He's always ready for a quiz.
I got to tell you, we've been talking about all of this, and maybe you actually just can't onside kick in high school football because they're not lined up. They're not doing anything. Like, I don't. Oh, there you go. Oh, there we go. And it's going to be squeezed by number 21. He's going to slide to the ground, sure-handed there. Took a couple bounces, and then it was secured by number 21.
Davis.
Kamari Davis. And with that, we've been touting our math skills all day long. I think it's simple arithmetic at this point. 51 seconds. EC has one timeout. I'm going to guess Coach Daste is not going to use it. And as we see the defensive and offensive linemen of both teams shaking hands, Tahoma's going to go into every coach's favorite formation, which is victory formation. They're going to take a knee here.
And they're certainly going to have the support of Eastside Catholic when they go to the state championship game and take on what appears to be, at least at this point, the O'Day Fighting Irish.
Yeah, the defending champs, the O'Day Fighting Irish. Last we heard, they were up 9. They're just north of us, Renton playing at the same time. Oh, I stand corrected. Coach Daste used his final timeout.
To the boos of the Mount Tahoma fans.
There we go. So with that, now I can say 2 plays to go, and then we will have a ball game here. And the Mount Tahoma Thunderbirds undefeated season rolls on. They are the only undefeated team. Actually, I stand corrected. O'Day lost their opening game against Graham Kapowson. I think when I was looking at the stats earlier this morning, over a nice cup of coffee, Mount Tahoma, the only undefeated team in 3A football.
Yes, I believe so.
Bellevue has a loss. Right. O'Day has a loss. EC has a loss. And that will do it from Mount Tahoma Stadium here as the clock winds down. Eastside Catholic just ran into a bit of a defensive juggernaut today. They scored a touchdown really late, but the story of the game was the Mount Tahoma defense proves to be a little too much for this Eastside Catholic offense and just kind of overwhelmed them. And you can hear the bell ringing in the background here at Mount Tahoma as they defend their home turf. And they are off to the championship game next Friday at the University of Washington Husky Stadium. And for us, this draws to conclusion a great Eastside Catholic season that falls just a little bit short once again. Congratulations to all the Crusaders. If anybody's out there watching, thanks for listening.
Let's remember to